Hello, everyone. In today's video, we're going to talk about a very popular topic when it comes to nutrition and health, the low-carb diet. In recent years, this approach has gained increasing popularity as a strategy for weight loss and health. Let's explore the basic principles of this diet and understand why it has gained so many followers. The low-carb diet is characterized by reduced carbohydrate intake and increased consumption of foods rich in protein and healthy fats. By limiting the amount of carbohydrates, the low-carb diet's main goal is to control insulin levels in the body, which can result in weight loss and improvements in various aspects of health. There are different variations of the low-carb diet, from the moderate approach, in which there is a moderate reduction in carbohydrates, to the ketogenic diet, which is extremely low in carbohydrates and high in healthy fats. The ketogenic diet seeks to put the body into a metabolic state called ketosis, in which the body burns fat for energy. One of the main reasons for the growing popularity of the low-carb diet is its effectiveness in weight loss. Reducing carbohydrate intake can lead to reduced appetite and the burning of body fat. In addition, the low-carb diet can help improve insulin sensitivity, control blood sugar levels, and increase feelings of satiety. Another benefit reported by many people who adopt the low-carb diet is improved energy levels and mental clarity. By avoiding the blood sugar spikes and crashes caused by high carbohydrate foods, it is possible to experience a more stable energy level throughout the day. In addition, some studies indicate that the low-carb diet may have positive effects on cardiovascular health, reducing inflammation, and controlling triglycerides. How to do the low-carb diet? In order to follow the low-carb diet, you must remove simple carbohydrates from your diet, such as sugar, white wheat flour, soft drinks, and sweets. Depending on the amount of carbohydrates in the diet, it may also be necessary to restrict the intake of some complex carbohydrates, such as bread, oatmeal, rice, or pasta, for example. In a normal diet, usually an average of 250 g of carbohydrates per day is consumed. In the low-carb diet, the goal is to eat less than 130 g of carbohydrates per day. Once the body is used to the large amount of carbohydrates, the low-carb diet must be done gradually, so that the body gets used to it and there are no symptoms such as headache, dizziness, or mood changes. It is important to have 3 main meals and 2 snacks, so that you eat more often, but in small portions throughout the day, which helps reduce the feeling of hunger. Breakfast and snacks should include eggs, cheese, nuts, avocado, and coconut, for example. Lunch and dinner, on the other hand, should be rich in raw or cooked salad, protein, and olive oil, and may have only a little bit of carbohydrates. Allowed low-carb foods. The foods allowed in the low-carb diet are fresh fruits, preferably with peel and in small quantities, such as apple, orange, lemon, kiwi, cashew, plum, guava, papaya. Vegetables in small quantities, such as lettuce, arugula, watercress, tomatoes, chayote, cauliflower. White meats, especially chicken or turkey, without skin. Fish, preferably the fattier ones such as salmon, tuna, trout, sardines. Dairy products in moderation, such as milk, yogurt, and cheese. Eggs. Good fats, such as olive oil, coconut oil, and butter. Nuts, such as walnuts, almonds, Brazil nuts, and peanuts. Seeds in general, such as chia, flaxseed, sunflower seeds, pumpkin seeds, and sesame seeds. Beverages, such as coffee and tea without sugar. Milk can be replaced by coconut or almond milk, which are lower in carbohydrates. It is also important to drink 2 to 3 liters of water per day. Depending on the amount of carbohydrates ingested during the day, some foods, such as beans, lentils, brown rice, potatoes, cassava, sweet potatoes, yams and pumpkins, may or may not be included in the low-carb diet. Forbidden foods. In the low-carb diet, it is important to avoid foods that are rich in carbohydrates, because they can harm the diet. Some examples of the kinds of foods that must be avoided are sweets, sugar, soft drinks, fruit juices, ice cream, jellies, cakes and pies. Flour, wheat, barley, or rye, present in foods such as bread, pancakes, crackers, and toast. Dried fruit, raisins, apricots, plums. In addition, it is also necessary to exclude from the diet alcoholic beverages, sausages and foods rich in fat, such as pizzas, margarine, sausage, potato chips and bacon. An important tip to stick to the low-carb diet is to avoid all kinds of processed foods, since they usually contain a high concentration of carbohydrates. Does the low-carb diet really lose weight? If the goal is to eliminate fat, certainly, the low-carb diet is one of the most promising, because the reduction in the consumption of carbohydrates causes the body to use fat as an energy source, a process that not only reduces the adipose tissue, but also seems to decrease the appetite. Thus, this combination really makes for rapid weight loss. Therefore, the low-carb diet is usually indicated so that the fast results act as a motivator for the definitive weight loss. Because of this, many people end up turning this way of eating into a lifestyle. Thus, several scientific randomized studies have already demonstrated for some years the benefits and safety of a carbohydrate-restricted diet in the management of diseases associated with insulin resistance, i.e., diabetes, obesity, hepatic steatosis, fat in the liver, hypertriglyceridemia. Recently, the American Diabetes Association has openly advocated low carb as one of the appropriate nutritional strategies for the nutritional management of patients with diabetes. However, the American Association stated, with respect to blood glucose control, low carb is the most effective strategy among those studied. What are the differences between the low carb diet and the keto diet? Since they both propose a reduced consumption of carbohydrates in order to decrease the scale, it is more complicated to understand the differences and benefits of one and the other. The main difference is the level of restrictions of each one, with the keto diet being more restrictive than the low-carb diet. Besides, in the low-carb diet we have the proposal of reducing the consumption of carbohydrates to an average of 50 g to 150 g a day. However, the keto indicates a decrease in the intake of carbohydrates to an even smaller amount, a maximum of 50 g a day. In addition, another difference between the two diets is in the consumption of proteins and fats. Thus, while the low-carb diet recommends only reducing carbohydrates, the ketogenic diet calls for increasing the consumption of proteins and fats. On the other hand, one of the goals of the low-carb diet is not to generate insulin peaks in the body, so the consumption of slow-absorption carbohydrates is recommended. This way, the body burns the fat available in the body and prevents the production of new fat cells. Therefore, the keto diet intends to almost zero the levels of insulin in the blood so that the body goes into ketosis and resorts to the stock of fat to keep its proper functioning. Therefore, the weight loss is more noticeable in less time. Thus, it is not an easy strategy to maintain, and not every individual is suitable or indicated for it. Health effects. Explain that the low-carb diet may have benefits beyond weight loss, such as improved lipid profiles, with increased HDL cholesterol, the good cholesterol, and reduced triglyceride levels. Mention studies that suggest that the low-carb diet can help control blood sugar levels, benefiting people with type 2 diabetes and insulin resistance. Comment on the possibility that the low-carb diet promotes the feeling of satiety, which can help control appetite and reduce excessive calorie consumption. Effects on weight loss. Explain how the low-carb diet can aid in weight loss. By reducing the intake of carbohydrates, the body starts using stored fat as an energy source, leading to greater body fat burning. Mention that carbohydrate restriction can reduce water retention in the body, resulting in faster initial weight loss. Point out that the low-carb diet can also help reduce appetite, making it easier to control caloric intake and promoting adherence to the eating plan. Effects on metabolic health. Comment on the benefits of the low-carb diet for metabolic health. Studies suggest that it can improve insulin sensitivity, helping to regulate blood glucose levels. Explain how reducing carbohydrate intake can lead to a reduction in triglyceride levels, a type of blood fat associated with a higher risk of cardiovascular disease. Mention the possibility that the low-carb diet can increase HDL cholesterol, the good cholesterol, which helps remove bad cholesterol from the body. Additional benefits. Talk about additional benefits reported by many people who adopt the low-carb diet, such as improved digestion, reduced abdominal bloating, and increased mental clarity. Comment on studies suggesting that the low-carb diet may have positive effects on heart health, helping to reduce risk factors such as high blood pressure and high triglycerides. Highlight that the low-carb diet may promote the burning of visceral fat, the fat that builds up around the internal organs and is associated with health problems such as type 2 diabetes and heart disease. Side effects and considerations. Address the possible side effects of the low-carb diet, such as the ketogenic flu, which occurs when the body adapts to burning fat as fuel and can cause temporary symptoms such as fatigue, dizziness, and irritability. Emphasize the importance of staying well hydrated, as reduced carbohydrates can lead to loss of water and electrolytes. Point out that the low-carb diet may not be suitable for everyone, especially those with certain medical conditions, and that it is essential to consult a health professional before starting any restrictive diet. Tips for following a low-carb diet. Offer practical suggestions for adopting the low-carb diet, such as planning meals ahead, preparing healthy snacks to avoid temptation, reading food labels to identify the amount of carbohydrates, and exploring creative recipes with low-carb ingredients. Offer practical tips for following the low-carb diet, such as planning meals ahead, shopping consciously, reading food labels, incorporating lean protein sources and healthy fats into each meal and snack, and seeking carbohydrate substitutes like low-starch vegetables. Long-term results and maintenance. Discuss the importance of taking a long-term, sustainable approach to the low-carb diet, emphasizing that it is critical to incorporate a variety of nutritious and balanced foods. Emphasize that maintaining the weight loss and health benefits gained from the low-carb diet requires healthy eating habits and regular physical activity. It is important to note that the low-carb diet is not suitable for everyone, and each person may respond differently to this approach. Before starting any restrictive diet, it is essential to consult a health professional to assess its suitability for your individual needs. In the next video, we will explore in more detail the foods allowed and restricted in the low-carb diet, as well as providing practical tips for adopting this approach in your eating routine. So stay tuned and don't miss out. Share your questions and experiences in the comments, and let's go together for a healthier life through the low-carb diet.